Hello, everybody, and welcome back to a special episode of the SV Properties Podcast. Today, we're here to talk about another investor story of ours. But before we get into that, if you guys like what you're going to see and what you guys have been seeing every single week, please share, like, follow, go to our website, scvproperties.com. Take a look on YouTube here on another podcast, or you can listen to our podcast through audio as well. But without further ado, Melanie's going to get us started.
We are at Café. We are doing an on-site shoot with our investors today as they tell us their real estate story. Café Blue is located in Wauwatosa. Please go to their coffee shop. They have great food. They have great coffee. Go to their webpage, see what they're all about, and invest in your community. Wauwatosa, Café Blue. We are continuing on with our investor spotlight and investor stories. We have our out-of-country investors, Cuyler and Vivian here to give you their investor story on how they got started with SUV properties and just what it has been like owning real estate from around the world. Cuyler, Vivian, take the show away.
Thank you, Melanie. Yeah, I know it's great to be here and great chatting with you. Where do we begin? We've been working with Melanie probably for 7 years. I think 2016, 7 years. Wow. And we got started in real estate. I think I was always dragging my feet. I was like, no, I don't think we should do real estate. And Vivian's family does some real estate, and she was always interested in it. And she convinced me. So the first contract we signed, or the first offer we sent, I was very nervous. But then after that, it just became like easy. And I think when we got started, we talked to a lot of people. We talked to a lot of people in real estate, I think. Yeah. So we talked to people that did multifamilies. We talked to people that did local here with houses with Melanie. We talked to people in LA that did other types of real estate. And I think that was kind of my takeaway with real estate is everybody does it their own way. And there's really no wrong way to do it seems like, as long as you like what you do and you're making money from it. It's cash flow.
How many total properties do you guys own?
We own, I don't know. Not that many.
Not that many.
18, I think.
Okay.
18 or 19. I don't know.
And now you're transitioning neighborhoods because you started out in Milwaukee and now we're moving more to West Dallas. And we're even having a conversation on short-term rentals.
Yes, that's true. So yeah, we started in Milwaukee proper, in Northwest Milwaukee, and because it cash flowed really nicely. We could buy in at a good price, and then the rents would cover everything and more, and so that was really nice for us. We also bought a multifamily. That was my idea. We bought
just to put in the note, Melanie said I wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole. We still bought it anyway.
It's true.
So we bought it on the side.
So
that one was fun.
Melanie told us not to buy that, and it turned out to be. We went through 3 managers on the property in the course of 2 years, and then sold it probably for break even in year 3, right? Yeah.
I don't know if that's necessarily true. So Vivian told me you lost about 70 grand on that property.
Probably more. We don't know. Well, in the middle of about 3 years, too much.
Vivian looked at the numbers.
Too much.
Okay.
But Melanie said, "Don't touch it," and we still did. So that's a lesson for us.
Well, what was the biggest thing you learned about multiplex and that issue versus single families and those issues? Because they're 2 very different animals when it comes to real estate.
Yeah, absolutely. I think for multifamilies, there's a lot of, the joy is that you have lots of different people in that building covering the costs. So if one person has a problem or isn't paying or moves out, it's okay. And that's why we like the lots of houses too. If you have lots of houses, you can kind of treat it the same way, where one can be not performing as well and the other ones will cover it. But with the multifamily, as soon as multiple people aren't paying or multiple people have evictions or problems, and you have empty units, then
it spirals down quickly.
Because you only need one bad apple,
and that's the thing,
to turn everybody against you.
Everybody is right there in it. So one neighbor, like you said, one bad apple is going to cause problems, and it's a community, whether you like it or not. Whereas the houses, it's your community, but they don't know they're in a community. It's kind of separate. So
exactly, it works like a mutual fund though, versus one centralized building mutual fund where all the neighbors hate each other. At least if you spread it out over Milwaukee or West Dallas or wherever you're buying, you can spread out your drama. So hopefully you have more opportunity to make money. Because really, what's the objective in real estate?
It's to make money. Yeah,
That's right.
exactly. And then you mentioned that we are looking to change, so we are looking at different areas here locally. So here in Milwaukee or in West Dallas, Wauwatosa, other areas as well. They still cash flow for us. I think it still looks like they cash flow. But the turnover on the houses isn't as costly. I think is really the big difference. So in Northwest Milwaukee, if a tenant moves out, it might be a larger investment on our part to get the house ready for the next tenant. Whereas in other areas, it might be a little bit easier, just clean up and paint and some fixes.
And
So-
we like that the tenants pay on time in some of the better areas, and it's much easier for us and much easier for Melanie. So
Yeah.
if we're able to cash flow and we can move towards that better area, we want to do that.
Yeah. And then with Melanie as a partner, I mean, we met Melanie through one of my family friends introduced us, and it was like Melanie for us was, I mean, it was clear we're on the same page, same level, like kind of she's I mean, says what she's gonna do and she does it. So it's
I
really nice for us.
appreciate how straightforward she is. Like, it's either doable, not doable. You know how much this is gonna cost you. She like puts it out there right away. So like no surprises, and it's just very easy to work with her. And she is her word, and whatever she says she's gonna do, she will do it. So I really appreciate that because you know I used to work in a company where you know depends on nobody. Cut that out.
Well, even with managers in management of real estate, there's plenty of people that are gonna say something and then not do it, or you know, there's a lot of managers that aren't as great because we've worked with other ones, so
Yeah,
that's been helpful.
you don't come across a superstar this often. So
But-
we definitely we're very thankful that we met Melody.
Yeah, and I think that's what it is with real estate. It's all about the partners that you have. So if you can find really strong partners and work with them, and they're going to help you make a lot of money and keep the mutual fund, as Melanie just said it. Because that's what real estate is. It's cash flow, and it's how we make money. It's how we live right now. So having a partner that keeps the money coming in is really helpful. And that's kind of, I think Melanie mentioned that we're international investors. We used to live in Los Angeles. I'm from Milwaukee originally. I grew up here. But then with Los Angeles, we always wanted to live abroad. We always wanted to travel. And real estate, from Vivian's perspective, I think that was why you were pushing for it. She wanted to retire. She wanted to stop working. And real estate has allowed us to both not work full-time jobs. I mean, I do contracting work and digital marketing stuff. Vivian doesn't have to work. And that's because of real estate. And then it lets us travel with our family. We have 2 kids right now, and we lived in 14 countries last year. And this year we spent 3 months in Japan. So yeah, it lets us have that freedom to go to live this life that we wanted. So it's, you know, I mean, it sounds like too good to be true. I don't know. It's like,
But Melanie,
yeah, I mean, but real estate overall, I think, is what's really beneficial. I mean, we couldn't have done it without Melanie. I think that's true. But without real estate, we wouldn't be living this life that we're living right now. So
What are your big picture goals for your real estate world?
real estate world. Oh man, I don't know.
well, obviously to keep building, but maybe towards like Wauwatosa, West Dallas, better areas. Just something that's easier to cash flow and stable for us.
How many total properties do you think you can get to? If you're at 18 right now, is
200.
200?
I think that's a good
There
number.
is some work to do, you guys.
A little
Oh,
bit. We're
totally.
behind.
I know we grew really fast at first and then stopped. I think that was the nice thing with working jobs too, is at the same time as you have more money to pour into it. So instead of investing in your own 401k or I mean, you can do that too, and then into indexes, but you could just be putting money into real estate as well, which we were doing back when we both had full-time jobs. Now without full-time jobs, I mean, we're spending the money instead of reinvesting it at this point. But I think that might change in the future to get to those goals. Because yeah, we do want more properties. Real estate's been good for us, and yeah, it'd be nice to grow it even larger.
Question for you. What is the biggest thing that surprised you when it came to real estate that nobody, I guess, told you until you jumped into it?
Biggest thing that surprised us in real estate is probably, well, I can speak for me. I can't speak for you. I think, I think my family was always against real estate. I mean, we owned like we had our family house and that was it. And then there were a lot of stories about real estate about how, oh, you're going to get all these calls from people, you're going to get all these, you know, you're going to deal with all these problems and problem tenants, and you have to deal with that. And even if I look um at Facebook groups, there's still people that are dealing with that. But again, it comes back to the partner. I think I was surprised by how a good partner can make a huge difference, where we're not answering calls to fix a toilet. And that's what everyone told us, you know, you're going to be dealing with these calls in the middle of the night. It's like, no, we haven't. So it's been a nice surprise. That it seems like it is making money is a nice surprise too. I thought I thought it would just be something we'd be sinking money into, but no, it's been working for us, and we've been living off of it. So those are nice surprises for me. I don't know about you, Vivian.
For me, like I thought I read the books and it says do the calculation this way and it will turn out this way. So when we bought the multiplex, oh, on paper
Looks
it looks
great.
amazing. It's like there's no way you can lose money on that, because the calculations, even if like two people are not there, like two houses are empty.
Yeah,
you're
take
still-
away their rents.
Yeah, take away
Add
all
in
your
this
rent.
cost. That looks great.
You're still like above water, but no, that's not the case. So like having like a partner like Melanie who has a lot of experience, who can tell you straight up, is really, really, really valuable.
Yeah, I think that's it. The surprise is I think you can read all these books, but until you're actually doing it,
You can't read experience.
yeah, it's experience. I mean, I'm sure every podcast is going to tell you the same thing. But the books is a great place to start. But I mean, until you send an offer and you start buying, it's a whole different world, and it's not bad. But yeah, jump in.
My motto is don't wait to buy real estate. Buy real estate and wait.
I
I'm gonna go out and
like
value it.
that. Yeah, I like that. And yeah, and we talked to people that also had that lost their shirt in real estate too. I think we knew one person that was highly leveraged before 2008, and then he's now done with real estate. And it was kind of like, okay, so but he was playing the appreciation game, like you just said, the buy and wait. So we haven't used appreciation in any of our calculations, and you know that's a nice bonus if it happens. But like we just focus on the cash flow. If it cash flows today, then it's okay for us. So that's how we look at
Do you
it.
have a minimum cash flow calculation? Because some people say, hey, I gotta make 10%, I gotta make 15%. What's your, if it makes X,
What is it?
what determines a good deal?
It used to be. I mean, it depends on how much you get it for. So it used to be easier, but
I'll admit I haven't looked at a calculator in a while, because now I mean that was when we first started. We were using like relying heavily on our calculator, and you tweak it and you know exactly. And I think at that time it was probably, what was it? Was it 10% that it was looking at?
something like that.
It's 10 to 12%.
8% is
Yeah,
it's okay.
and we'll take a lower amount.
It's
still
lower
better
because
than,
it's a better neighborhood, and if there's appreciation down the road, that's okay for us. But when we first started, we needed that cash flow badly. So in the beginning, we were really focused on that return.
yeah.
All right, any parting thoughts that you have for our viewers on real estate in general?
State in general. Do you have any parting thoughts? Parting thoughts, I would say, let me think about that for a second. I think if you're sitting on the fence, just get started. Just stop sitting on the fence. Like, just if you're thinking about it, just go for it and try it. Again, you can talk to lots of people, find a good partner. These are things that have worked for us, and mistakes will happen. You're gonna lose some money somewhere. There's gonna be bad deals that you're gonna make, but it's not. It doesn't have to be the end of the world, and keep moving on. So that's how we've looked at it. That'd be my parting thoughts. I don't know.
Yep.
Find a partner like SUV.
Great, thank you guys for sharing with us your real estate story, and we'll do our wrap up in just a second.
Thanks so much, Melanie.
Thank you for joining us at Café Blue. We are real estate professionals spreading the knowledge of real estate around the world. If you like the information you've seen, go to www.svproperties.com. Email us, call us, text us. We want to help you make money in real estate. Thank you for watching.
We'll see you guys next week.